Tips and tricks for planning out mid to large size tattoos coming up in just a moment. Welcome back, guys. My name is Westley. For those of you just catching up with our show, I'm a tattoo artist in Des Moines, Iowa, at Skin Kitchen Tattoo. I've been tattooing since 2006, and this is our show here where we're kind of giving you a little bit of educational tips and tricks on how to start planning out tattoos and some of the questions you, as a newcomer to the tattoo industry, might have questions about. And so this episode here, I'd like to dive in a little bit more about some questions people have on planning those mid to larger size tattoos. Maybe you've got one or two small pieces and you're starting to think that maybe you want to branch out and get a little bit bigger a piece and not exactly sure how to go about planning those pieces and what you need to do. So maybe you already have your artist in mind. You've seen some of the work that they've done and you really like what they're doing, and going with their style is a good way to go. But maybe you're not sure exactly what you want to do, and you want to plan something out, and you're looking for that artist and what you want to do to start off with. So first off, your theme of what you're wanting to do. Obviously, hopefully you have an idea of what that theme is. I think Pinterest is a really useful tool these days. A lot of artists and clients are using that as a jumping off point to start thinking about what it is that you want to do, the idea. So you've got a theme in mind, and we're going to separate that from style. The theme, you're spending a couple of minutes just cruising through. It's a memorial tattoo for your grandmother, or it's a dragon fighting a tiger, or if you think of what the tattoo is, and then after that you build a couple of pictures up in your Pinterest folder or something you've saved on your phone of some images of what it is you like. And maybe the way those other tattoos, or even just artwork, it doesn't always have to be a tattoo, is laid out. And then second from that, you start focusing on what kind of style. There's a lot of different styles of tattoos out there, and references are really important for us as tattoo artists, so we can kind of get an idea of what styles you like, because there's a lot of different names people use for the same styles. Case in point, tribal and Celtic is a term that many clients will not always be able to distinguish from. So it's a good thing for us to know those differences ahead of time. So finding out what kind of styles you like is really helpful. Saying, this is the images I'm going for, but I couldn't find anything in that style that I like. So here's the styles that I do enjoy the artwork being, and can we mix and match those things together? So, which leads us to the next step. After you've kind of built up a little bit of both style and the theme of what you're wanting to go for, you call up that shop you're looking for and set up a time and a consult with that artist, with an artist to sit down and show them the pieces you've got. That's why those references become very important for us again, because we can see, all right, what they said was this, but what they've shown me is this. And I want to make sure that this is what they want. And it makes it a whole lot easier for us. And then at that point, allow us that time to draw. Especially if it's a custom piece, we're talking about those mid to large size pieces. It's not something we're going to get done today all the time. If it's fairly simple, you want to start a half sleeve of roses, that's all right. We can probably draw up some roses pretty quickly. But again, we're going back to that dragon fighting a tiger kind of idea. You don't want to rush them and put that on the spot. Give them a couple of days to draft something up in their head, and another day or two after that to actually draft it onto the paper itself. So it takes some time. Don't rush us too quickly. The more time we get, the more time we're going to put those details and things into it. So with that being said, too, you also want to plan ahead of yourself. You're doing a mid-size to large-size tattoo. The bigger it is, the more havoc it wreaks on your body and your immune system for long sessions. So it's not a bad idea for you to plan ahead for yourself, to take time off work, or make sure that the day after your tattoo is just not a very stressful day for you, because it's very common in case that your body feels like you kind of get that tattoo flu, is something we kind of reference and call it sometimes. You just kind of feel a little bit drained and beat up the next day if it's a large piece. So be conscious of that fact. Really, that's pretty much what you need to do to lead up to the point of planning out your tattoo. You start off by building up a couple of folders in your phone or on Pinterest or something that's easy for us to access and look at and kind of get an idea. Even though if you don't know the words of what it is that you're referencing, you found some pictures that makes it easy for us to get a visual of what's going on in your head, and that helps us a whole lot more. Set your appointment, you set your deposit for it, and at that point you're done. Let your artist draw it up. Day of your appointment, most days nowadays, most times tattoo artists will not always let you see the artwork ahead of time, because on the fly we can make good changes. We've had a consult, we've sat down, you've told us your idea. If there's new changes, you need to pitch those to us before we get close to the appointment. But day of the appointment, if you go from a dragon fighting a tiger and then all of a sudden want to pitch an eagle in there too, that throws everything off. So that kind of makes things tough. So you don't want to get too flip-floppy with your ideas beforehand. You want to get them all by the time of that consult. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful for some of you guys that are starting to think about this. We can make some small changes on the fly, but really the first step is just building up some of those folders, getting some ideas, and sitting down and chatting with us. Thinking about the placement of your body, how it's going to flow. Changing that up at the last minute is also not a great idea either. So try to avoid those kind of last minute tactics on yourself. So again, thank you for watching this. I hope you guys have found this very helpful and useful for you. If you've liked the video, please like and subscribe to us. Click that notification bell. And check in some of our other videos too. We have a lot of very helpful videos, again, planning out other tattoos, how to place them on your body, some of the things, the ins and outs of how our industry works now that people are a little bit more interested in it. So again, thanks for watching, and hope to catch back with you guys next week.